Aid looked over the battlefield, his sword still dripping with the blood of the many foes that had been dispatched. The battle had been another victory for them, one that was of no great difficulty for the Norsemen. The Christians fought hard for their lands, that was undeniable, but they were just as foolish as everyone else in the belief that the Norsemen could truly be stopped. They had come too far to now be beaten back like a bunch of wild dogs. The Adriatic would soon enough have a new master, not some Italian dukes who wished to return to their former glory, or these men of the Balkans. No, they would be ruled and held by the Norsemen. That was how Odin willed it. The ravens descended on the field, the slaughter that it was being evident to all. A pleased smile came across his face, as he sheathed his still blood-stained sword back into its scabbard. His eyes turned away as he walked from the battlefield, accompanied by two Norsemen, their axes and their bodies covered with blood. They had certainly won this battle, but that would not decide the war. Those Christians still held far too much power, and alone the Norsemen were vastly outnumbered. Entering the command tent, a few of his fellow commanders were already present. Each of them rose. He may not have been the king, but they knew that in war he was second only to Asbjorn. His eyes wandered across the tent, looking down at each of the men. There were two other Norsemen present, Bjorn Mjunin and Refa Ondraga. The others were the two leaders of the mercenary company. On the table in front of them it showed a map of the Adriatic, and in its sorrowing lands. There was also a smaller map which showed the lands of the Balkans. As he finished walking across the table he seated himself. Once he was sat, the others sat too. "How many did we lose?" he asked, his eyes looking across them, waiting for any of them to speak up. It would determine if he could face their combined forces again, or if they would be forced to retreat and think of a new strategy. After a few seconds, Bjorn Mjunin raised his voice. "Some 200 men by what I reckon, but that was hardly anything compared to how many we slaughtered of theirs." "That is good. Our warriors prove themselves well. The Christians all think alike, holy and proud, but they can be crushed, just like proven in Iberia and the Rus. There are smarter ones among them to be sure, but they know that there is a new power in these lands now." His words clearly made the men who lead the mercenary companies somewhat uncomfortable. Good, it would be a lesson to them to not be tempted by coin from anyone else. "Tell me, Christian, who is a more dangerous foe to us? The Italian prince or the Greek fool? Who could beat us in battle easier? You are from these lands, are you not?" he asked, his eyes carrying a glimmer of interest. "The Italians are still dealing with that civil war by Duke Guy. The Italians are the weaker ones." The man spoke up, not intimidated by Aid or any of the other Norsemen. "Good. Then I say we take the fight to Greece. Gather the longships and destroy what remains of their utterly pathetic forces. Raze their homes, take their women, and kill any who dare to resist." His hand took one of the wooden wolf sculptures and moved it across the table, placing it on the Greek city and knocking down the figurine. "I must warn you, they will have far more knights and better defended lands there. It will be far easier for them to fight us in their own lands," said the other mercenary leader, his arms crossed. A sly smile formed across the face of Aid. As he clapped his hands together twice, without anything else, the hulking blood axe came into the room, a bag over his shoulders. "Show them," commanded Aid. The giant of a man dispensed the bag onto the table. Two heads rolled out of it. A look of surprise overtook both Christians and even the Norsemen. These heads were once knights. They were not severed with an axe, but by hand. This is what happens to your Christian knights. So, any further questions? The room remained silent. "Good. Ready the longships. I shall inform our king." Aid spoke with a sense of finement as he stood again and left the tent. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Kingdom of Sapphire Land in the Adriatic Sea, where we are yet again defending in a holy war against the Christians. Well, it's actually Christians and Orthodox, or are these actually... No. So the Catholics and the Orthodox have joined together to face us, but we managed to repel their army, which was around the same strength as ours, and push them back into the Adriatic for now. That's not going to be the end of them. We are only at 19%. They're not willing to accept a white piece yet, so we are going to have to do a little bit more damage before we're going to be able to get them to do that, but that's fine. It shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. We should have this war pretty much wrapped up, yet again pushing them back. That does mean that we are getting a little bit more attention from the other religions around here now. Hopefully the Crusades will start soon, and the Christians will start putting their attention towards the Muslims instead, and then leave us alone. But I know that we are causing quite a stir here in this heavy Christian land, so I can see why they are finally retaliating against us. So we've got a few things to go over before we start. I haven't added any custom characters for this episode. I thought we'd take a break just for one episode, just to let the already existing characters bed in a little bit and let us get a bit more land for them. A lot of them have been landed now, but we still have many who have not been landed. So we're going to wait a little while until we get a couple more of those landed, hopefully this episode, and then we can continue to add your custom characters. So please don't worry if they've not been added already. They will be added soon, but yeah, for reasons, we're going to take a small break from adding any. We have changed the name of our new province that we took here, and it's now Felstad, which is basically like a mountain castle, I think. So that's a nice addition for that, and it was Amir who came up with that name, so thank you very much. And yeah, that's pretty much everything that we need to go over. One thing that I am going to do, though, is that we've now got, is it 8 or 9 kids? And we've not really checked in on them for a while. So let's just have a little bit of a recap and see how they're all doing. So our oldest daughter, Freya, is now 10 years old. She's picked up the diligent trait, the charming trait, and the pretty trait, or the handsome trait. And she's got 11 diplomacy now, which is very impressive for a 10-year-old, as well as 7 stewardship and 5 intrigue. She's still being warded by our vassal Bjorn, but she's turning into quite the pretty young gal. We do need to find her a spouse eventually, but we won't do that yet until she is of age. And then, of course, we have Sigbjorn, who is betrothed to Halla, who is our Marshal Aid's daughter. He's now 8, 6 intrigue, 5 stewardship, so he's doing pretty well in that. He's picked up the rowdy trait, so he's doing pretty well as well. Then we have our second son, Asbjorn, named after ourselves, who is bossy and hale. Got an impressive 6 marshal, only 8 years old. He's betrothed to Gunnar's daughter, Asta. Next, we have Ingfrid, who is now 5, so of age, so we can start doing something with her. She has the rowdy trait, which is good for martial and intrigue, but she does have 3 stewardship and 3 martial. But considering that's her focus, we'll go with a martial education for her, and let's educate the child. Let's find her a decent guardian with some decent martial. Let's go for Herja. Why not? Let's have her trained by a female, maybe becoming a pretty decent shield maiden in the future. And her mother's actually Martha, which is surprising. So she's actually half Greek, this girl. Let's see if we can find her a spouse from within our own kingdom, preferably. We'll do that separately. We'll have a look through our vassals and see if any of them do have sons around the same age as Ingfrid. Who else do we have? We have Maria, who is also the daughter of Martha, I believe. Yes, she is. She's hale and bossy. Very decent stewardship, so we'll go with the stewardship education for you. And educate child, let's have a look. We've got some decent stewards. I believe we've got Guthrum, who could be pretty decent, but I think a better option if we go to Odin Riff would be Kier. He's got insane stewardship, so I think he would be better. Can we offer guardianship? Yes. And can we send you? Our daughter, where is she? Oh, okay, for some reason it's not allowing us to do that. So we could send her to the other guy instead, then it might work better. Oh no, offer war. I've clicked the wrong button, that's why I'm just being stupid. There we go. Maria, we offer you our daughter. Maria, to you yourself, Kier. There we go, perfect. How many more children do we have to go through? We've still got several, so that was Maria. Now we have Aslak, who is comely and curious, and he's very good in martial and diplomacy. With the comely trait, I imagine diplomacy would be better for you. We can't actually go for a focus yet. We'll get you into diplomacy, but there's no point getting you a guardian until you're a little bit older, but it's nice to check in and see how you're doing. And then we have our youngest, our twins, Sigrid, who has an amazing free diplomacy already, so we may as well get you straight on learning that. And then we have Ivar, who is yet to develop anything. So that's all of our children. Wow. So we've got 8 children now. Only 1 wife though and 1 concubine now, after Sigrid unfortunately passed away in that last episode. So we still do need to get ourselves some more concubines, to be honest. And we will send our diplomat, I think, to Gunnar eventually. Let's have a look at our vassals then. Let it be easier actually if we were to go on our vassals and have a look how they're doing. So Kier has now got a son, Halbjorn, which is nice. So at least he's finally got himself a son and heir. And then we of course have Gunnar, who since he had his son Eivor, who is 5, he's had 2 more daughters, Halla and Alfred. Oh no, Alfred. Oh, it is a daughter. Okay, interesting name. Has Aid had any more children yet? Yes, he has had a son named Solvi, who has inherited the Hail trait, which is awesome. In Odinsrift, we've already checked on Kier. In Vinland, we have Count Karl, who hasn't had a child just yet, but he's only just been landed. I'm sure him and his bride will have children soon. In Ragusa, we have Count Bjorn, who has had a son. Wow. Saemund, who is very impressive with the quick trait and the giant trait. Can we arrange a marriage between you and one of our daughters with a very impressive trait? Freya's obviously too old. What's that trait there? Slow. Ouch. That's our courtier though, thankfully. Him and Sigrid could make an interesting match. So let's go for that. Yeah, let's make a proposal between those two. If they would get the giant, quick and beautiful traits, that would be awesome. And then down in Sulfrum, we have obviously our Spymaster, and he has a daughter as well by the name of Grimma, who has inherited one of those inheritable traits as well. We could, yeah, why not? Let's arrange a marriage between you and our son Aslak. Why not? And get those inheritable traits there as well. Right, so sorry for that, for people who don't like all that managing and clicking and stuff. At least now we have sorted out all of that stuff, so now we can unpause and finish this holy war, hopefully ending it soon. We have managed to push them back into the ocean. We could sail down to their lands, but they are quite far away. But thankfully it is on the ocean, so we could sail out and just strike straight at their capital, maybe getting some very impressive prisoners in the process. And awesome, Kier has accepted our offer, and we've also arranged that betrothal with Count Talir, which gets an alliance with him. Gets all our vassals on side this way as well. If we can get everyone in to marry in, not too much. And there we go, we've also got an alliance with Count Bjorn Haraldsson as well, which is perfect. So yeah, we're keeping all our vassals happy. We're giving each of them a son and daughter of the obviously the king, when we can finally become a king. Let's have a look where the enemy army has gone. I'm not sure where they've disappeared to at present. They've obviously had to retreat out to sea. I imagine they'll probably retreat back to their homeland, but I'm not too sure. We're getting a lot of lag. It's so annoying at the moment. I really do apologise. I can't apologise enough for that. But let's forward things along so that we can get our fleet down here a little bit quicker. And you gained attentive care for 5 years. Your spouse's excellent martial skill led to this windfall. Perfect. And it looks like they're going to dock into our lands there, which is fine. You go and do that, and we're going to go and strike at your capital with our 2,000 Viking warriors and get it straight under siege and hopefully cause some damage. We're at 19% now. They are now marching into our lands, but not with a lot of men. 600 men is not a lot. That is fine. We could station some besiegers here. How much manpower does he actually have now? He's got 2 allies. Wow, he's got a second ally now then. Yes, he did have this ally before, didn't he? But it's nothing impressive. They've got 1,600 men, so they've not got anywhere near as much manpower as us. That's fine. We'll get their capital under siege. Hopefully, this will cause some serious damage to their morale if we can take their capital and maybe take some prisoners in the process, especially with us leading it ourselves. Our dread has improved as well now, which is good. Thanks to all of those executions that we, of course, did at the end of the last episode. We are losing a bit of gold at present, though, which is not good. But I'm sure we can improve that soon. This siege is happening very, very rapidly due to our amazing siege leader ability. That comes in so much handy. It's definitely one of my favourite martial abilities in this game, especially when playing as a Norseman. It's a shame that we are martial focused though, and not stewardship focused, because the stewardship focus is probably my favourite focus to play with on this game. It's so good. Maybe because it's broken a little bit and you can really exploit it and make a lot of money, but it is super fun to play with. And this capital is about to fall in 29 days. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So it's not going to take too long. We'll wind it down and hopefully do some serious damage to it, to their morale and the war score. It'd be so good if we could get some very valuable hostages. Perfect. We have managed to capture a hostage and it gave us 62% war score, so I'm guessing it was a valuable hostage. We can ransom the Duchess for 50 gold. So we will do that. We can take a concubine. We could have took her as a concubine. She's too old to be our concubine. No, we need younger concubines who are going to give us children. But we get a lot of gold there, which is good, because we do need a little bit more gold so we can create those other duchy titles and hopefully create ourselves a kingdom at some point. We will enforce demands as soon as he he still will not accept, apparently. That's fine. We'll have to crush you in other ways then. Asbjorn came to me complaining about Ivor bullying him. He has been staying in bed for days to avoid facing the other child. You do not have to face the world if you do not want to. Make sure you stay hidden whenever you can. A bully deserves whatever punishment you can imagine. Loses the trait lazy, gains the trait arbitrary. We gain a little bit of stress, but I imagine that's something Asbjorn would probably say. And perfect, they have accepted our ransom. Can we offer white peace now? And they will accept the white peace. I had a feeling that they might, and we've actually come off better out of this because we've gained a lot of gold. Getting stuck in. There was a commotion among the children today. Asbjorn was attempting to preach among his fellow youngsters and became the target of a small fight. Sigbjorn intervened and did what he could to protect him. Never back down from a challenge. Sigbjorn gains the brave trait. Perfect. And white peace. Perfect. We can now disband all of our men. A reading in Strong... Oh, whoa. This is the Castellan end, and I've just got tongue twisted before I even said it. Strong Trelleborger. The celebrations had come to an end, and the evening's entertainment seemed to be over when Martha suggested a reading. A clerk soon arrives, wondering what the guests would like to hear, and I see my chance to impress Martha. Something pious, like the small book of Fearsome. Let's be entertained. Travels to Jerusalem. Okay. This is a bit... I don't know how that's going to work. As the clerk drones on and on, I can tell Martha's attention is slipping. While I'm thinking of how to salvage the situation, my guest Lazarus suddenly chimes in and asks, may I humbly suggest we read the small book on Fearsome instead? And Martha immediately perks up with renewed interest. Why didn't I think of that? Well, I don't think it would have mattered what we did. It probably wouldn't have been the right decision, would it? We can declare several wars. We've got low control in several counties, but I think we are still trying to improve that, aren't we? Yes, we have almost converted the faith here, which is awesome, and we've almost promoted the culture here as well, which is awesome. Our cultures are now looking very good. Norsemen, this in the middle is going to be Norsemen soon as well, which will be very nice. Unfortunately, we've not converted much religion yet, most of it being Orthodox or pagan still. Can we go to war with Croatia again yet? No, I think it's still that. No, it's a new ruler. We can go to war with Croatia to conquer a county. Now, which county would I'd rather take more of this land? Inland land. Or would I rather take more of this coastal land? Let's have a look. County of... that would be a good one to take, Luca. That would be a decent one as well. I don't know if I'd rather take this one. I think this would probably be the best one. Into those mountains, and I'm sure... Is that where their capital is? Pretty sure their capital's in this one here. So is this a really decent barony then here? Not overly impressive. This is probably better. What about these? Which is the best one? I think I will go for this one in those mountains there. Let's do that. We will declare war upon you. Wow, he's got 1,200 men now though. Where has the Croatian man suddenly got so much manpower from? He doesn't have... Oh, he does have an... No, he has a truce, so he doesn't have an ally. We've got 1,600 men. Plus our mercenaries that we need to make use of. So it's probably a good idea that we do make use of these as soon as possible. So yeah, let's declare war. And we will conquer the county. And we will go for that one. Confirm. Declare war. And yeah, we'll raise all our men at our capital because it's close by anyway. It's probably going to be the best course of action. Hopefully we can get some gold from this and a decent amount of prestige. We've got our 1600 men. Let's march straight on to this barony then and get that under control. The land that we're actually planning on taking. They've gone and got Armajar straight under siege. That's fine. We'll march up and take your land, take your capital, and hopefully trap you on those islands. That's probably going to work perfectly. Who is this random little army? It's not an enemy army, it's just a hostile army. We are going to slaughter it anyway, apparently. It's going to be a very, very easy battle. I'd be disappointed if we actually lose any men in this battle. We lost 6 compared to their 68. Still disappointing that we did lose some. Do you know what? We could just station besiegers, to be honest. Oh, and we're in another battle with 7 other men. And Marshal impresses vassals, which gains us 75 prestige, which is perfect. I won't bother reading the details of that battle because Okay, and the 3 men are now marching back. Why does this small army keep persisting in attacking us? I do not understand. There we go, we've slaughtered all of them. Let's station some besiegers, which is going to leave a decent amount of men behind, but we can then send 1,000 off to the capital, which will work perfect in our favour. Right, who have we got leading this army? Let's go for... Do we have any other siege leaders? I don't think we do. No, we don't. So we'll just go for aid. And the sting of rejection. When I enter Martha's chambers late at night, I am not greeted by a sweet embrace, but a sneering doxy. I have endured your laughable attempts to charm me out of politeness, but this I cannot stomach. Stay away from me, you vile philanderer. Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't good, was it? Oh, well, we've got children off her anyway. She's bound to hate us, I suppose. So yeah, we've got aid leading that now. We've got ourselves leading this for the capital. If we can get the capital under siege, hopefully get some high-value hostages, and hopefully do some serious damage. They've almost got Armajar under siege though, which is not good. Not good for Gunnar and his men. The holding is now occupied. Yeah, so they've taken it, which is a shame. We have unlocked a new martial lifestyle perk though, so let's have a look. See what we've managed to earn. Enduring hardships, fort level +1. Or soldiers of lesser fortune. Well, we could probably go for that because we have been buying mercenaries a lot lately. But we'll go for the organised march for now and improve the speed at which our men can move. We could do with that for all the marching up and down the coast that we have had to do lately. It wouldn't do any harm to have that. We lost no men in that battle. A well played aid. Well played, my son. My Irish friend. We are losing 14% unfortunately because they've sieged that, but that's fine. We'll soon gain some of that back, and we've almost converted this culture here. That's going to happen like any second now. We can see it counting down. It's so close. I can't wait till we convert our first county's faith. It's going to make it so much easier down here when we've got some Norse people who follow the Norse religions. And task finished. Perfect. That should now show up as Norse. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right, let's now go on to our council and let's get you to now promote the culture in Vinland and carry on moving that down there. We've got 3 years left until we convert that territory, which is a shame, but 3 years, it's not too bad. Hopefully it will get a little bit quicker to convert religion after that, but I can't see it myself, to be honest. Both of these are almost going to fall to the siege as well, which is great news. Oh, they've got a second army here of 400 men. Where has that come from? Has he got some allies who have joined the war? No. So I'm not sure where they've... Ah, it's a different army. He's just got 2 men there. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. We're not going to get attacked by those 4 men again. No, the 9 men are now going to march onto the 1,000-man army instead. No idea what's going on there. Perfect. The siege is won, and we've managed to gain a very healthy 17 gold from that. Let's join them to our main host at the capital. Spouse acting on my behalf. My wife spends a significant amount of time travelling the realm with her honour guard. There are many matters she can settle on my behalf, and the military presence Petty Queen Herja brings with her is a firm reminder of my right to rule. My Petty Queen and I stand ready in defence of the realm. Make sure the people grovel appropriately, my dear. 46 dread or 450 prestige, and that'll hopefully make people like us a bit more. Wow, that's a lot of prestige that we've just gained. That is awesome. Our glory is widely known. What is our glory now at? We're obscure still. No, we're insignificant still. Sorry. Our prestige is pretty good, though. We're illustrious, which isn't bad. We're working towards exalted among men, which is pretty decent. It's not bad. So soon. Pretty good. Herja's done us a great deed there. Let's march these up then. Yeah, get all our men together here in the capital. There we go. A nice 17 gold from sieging the capital. Let's merge our main army together. Do we lead this army ourselves, or do we put aid in charge? You know what? Let's... Oh, there's another barony here. Barony of Modorus. Let's march on to that. Station besiegers, and then march our main host back here to the coast. Just to keep them on that island. Yeah, they've now decided to march away from that island. I thought they might do so. That's perfect. That works perfect for us. Let's station besiegers, and then march the rest of the army to lift the siege of Armager, which should give us, hopefully, a lot of war score. Let's get aid back in control of this army out there. And yeah, they're marching to lift the siege on their own lands. That's fine. You feel free to do that. That's completely... Do you know what? Let's march our army back to help there, because they are going to attack us. Hopefully, they'll have second thoughts about that with our other army quickly marching over there to help. Aid will be able to hold them off perfectly fine until Asbjorn arrives. And there we go. Asbjorn has arrived, and we are completely slaughtering that very petty host. And we've actually managed to capture a valuable hostage by the looks of it, who we can ransom for 25 gold. Decent. Yep, we'll do that. And that puts us at 98% still. So, basically, as soon as this barony county falls to Asbjorn, it's going to be the end of the war. Did we literally slaughter the entire army? Oh my god, yes we did. We lost 164 men. They lost 1,074. They had 6 survivors from that battle. That is crazy. Our commanders are insane. Well played, Aid. That's all Aid's victory there by the looks of it, which is awesome. Asbjorn's men arrived to help the slaughter, but yeah, this war is going to be over pretty soon. Let's just get this siege underway, which shouldn't take too long. Yeah, 50 days left. That's not going to be too bad at all. And that will then be our lands expanded once again, and we can... Or we won't actually be able to give any land out, because that only puts us on 5 holdings, so we'll have to wait a little while till we can hand out another title. And perfect, and we have managed to capture, wow, 4 prisoners. Let's have a look. You're worth 10 gold, 10 gold, 10 gold. Anyone who's worth a lot? The actual Count himself for 50 gold. Let's ransom him. We'll still be at 100%. Perfect. Let's ransom some more of these. We're going to have a lot. We should... Oh, perfect. Once we've ransomed all these prisoners, that should give us enough gold to create some more of these duchies, which is perfect. Let's now enforce our demands. Perfect. That is the war over with. Let's pause while we sort things out then. Why are we on cultures? I don't remember clicking cultures. Perfect. Sapphire land has grown even more, taking more of that coastal land. If we can take this area now, that is perfect. Let's disband all our men. Go on here. Take concubine. Who can we take as our... Oh, okay. Natasha, who is 25, and she's pretty. A dwarf, interesting, and a wise woman, a Catholic Croatian. Should we do it? Should we do it? Why not? Let's do it for the fun of it. Let's have some dwarf Vikings. But she's got the beautiful trait, so if we avoid that dwarf trait, even better. Right, 2 titles can be created. Let's have a look at what these 2 duchies are. So we've got, okay, that's a decent, very decent duchy actually. And then we've got the duchy of this one down here. We'll create this one up here instead. I think that one would be better to create first. It's actually part of the Kingdom of Croatia as well by the looks of it, so that's perfect. Let's create that. Perfect. That's an extra duchy. How much do we need to create the Kingdom of Croatia actually? The Jarldom of Dubrovnik, which obviously belongs to the Kingdom of Croatia, and we need 500 gold and 12 of the de jure counties. We have 8 at present, so which isn't bad. Which isn't bad at all, so we're not far off. We're not far off at all, to be honest. So hopefully we will be able to create that soon. Look at all of that prestige that we've now got. We've got so much prestige. It's so annoying that we can't use it to create men-at-arms. So annoying. We could, you know what? We could probably do with letting our armies recover for a little while. It's going to be a while until we can declare war on you again, because we're now going to have a truce, unfortunately. But we could go for the Rashka land. Is any of this Rashka land actually part of Croatia? And yes, it is. That's perfect. So this area here is actually part of Croatia. How strong is Rashka? 378 men. Wow. He's insanely weak. Insanely weak. So let's take some of this land. We can actually conquer an entire duchy and that is the duchy that we need. That will put us so close to being able to create Croatia. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? We've got all that prestige. Let's use it. Perfect. And we've got more than enough manpower. At least we can make the use of that mercenary band at least once more before it expires. Let's raise all of our men here. And let's take this duchy, which shouldn't be too hard at all, to be honest. It shouldn't be bad at all. Against 300 men, it should be insanely easy. Let's split in half. Send 800 here. And... this is so annoying. 800 there and 800 there. Perfect. This 800 we've got Aid in charge of. This 800 we've got Bjorn in charge of. I can't think of two better people. The mercenary company expires very soon. We've got a ransom to the prospective Jarl Asbjorn of Saphirland. Borislava is dear to me. Would you let her go in return of this offer? Yes, I would. Thank you very much for your 10 gold. I didn't realise that I had still had her. And we can create that other duchy, which we, of course, will be creating very soon. Hopefully we're about to take a duchy as well, which is awesome. Oh, wow. This is a very strong fortress here that we're about to take as well. So this is going to be a very long siege. 15 months of a siege. Wow. That's an incredibly long siege when we haven't really got the manpower for it, to be honest. So we could just leave that one. Let's march on to the capital. We're not going to suffer any dangers from doing that. So let's take the capital. But it's going to be good that we're going to now own this castle. That's perfect. Unworthy peasants. While I was in the castle town with Sigbjorn, his attention was caught by a criminal chained in the pillory. Sigbjorn lifted his head and made a show of ignoring the criminals begging for water. Good. Let him know his place. He keeps the trait arrogant. What's happened to him? Has he been in a fight? Yes, he's wounded. Arrogant, brave, and router. He's going to be very interesting, our next character. An enemy ally has joined the war. Is he powerful? Wow. He is actually very powerful. But he is from quite far away. But he has got a lot of men, which is worrying. We could really do with some allies, but there isn't really any allies close by that actually follow our religion. I don't really want to go. There's the Russians, of course, but they're insanely far away. They haven't converted yet. King Rurik, the troublemaker. And he does have a lot of manpower. He does have a 3-year-old daughter. Could we maybe be too far away to interact with? That's a shame. Would have been good, that would, if we could have done something with that. Now I am a little bit worried about this war now, because if that ally comes over with all that manpower, I can make a difference, but I really want to make sure we take this land whilst we've got these extra mercenary men to help us with that. We could raise more army, more men. I don't know how many more. Not a lot more, to be honest. Only 16. So it's not going to really help us. We haven't got enough money to hire any more mercenaries. So if we can take this capital pretty quickly, hopefully that will aid us. There is a small army there, and our hook on Mayor Petar has expired. That's fine. How long have we got left with this mercenary band? Because we're in to extend it's 123 gold. Ouch. That's not good. It's going to end soon. Oh, your wicked deeds have gone unpunished for far too long. That changes today, for I have come to deliver holy retribution upon you. God have mercy on you, for I shall grant you none. Bulgaria. Prince Vladimir of Bulgaria. He only has 1,000 men. He does have an ally who's another Prince of Bulgaria. This is so annoying that everyone is constantly now declaring holy wars on us. We may have to convert at some point, which is a pain. I don't really want to have to be converting. But if it's what it takes, we could do it, I suppose. An ally has joined in that, and a faction's been created against us. This is about to fall, though, so that's fine. If we can end this war a little bit quicker, get some valuable hostages, get our armies together, we could still turn this around in our favour, hopefully, if we're lucky. Perfect. Mercenary company has been dismissed, which is a shame, but we've still got a decent amount of men, thankfully. Very battle-hardened warriors as well that we do have. And what's this here? Is this an enemy army? Yes, it is 1,000 men from an enemy army of Bulgaria, which is very close by, which is a shame. Hopefully they won't attack us there. Perfect, the siege has been won. We've managed to take a prisoner in the siege as well. Let's march to join those. Is it a prisoner that we can get some decent money for? Yes, it's a count, so we'll get 50 gold for that, which is perfect. Which we might be able to put to very, very good use. So we're not in the healthiest of positions at present. We're in a fairly dangerous position. because of Bulgaria deciding to now get involved, which is annoying. Annoying as hell. But we'll see what we can do. I just want to get this kingdom title formed, because it will put us in a much healthier position and a more secure position. We could really, really do with that. Let's get aid over here quickly, and we're under siege there. That's fine. We can take care of Bulgaria once we've finished this war. I'm just nervous about getting this war with Rashka finished before their very powerful allies get here. And we need a guardian for Aslak. Who is diplomacy? Do we have anyone decent diplomacy here? We've got a decent one, but I'd rather offer the ward to Gunnar. God, he's hench as hell. Offer ward, our son Aslak, to... Oh, can we not do him? You can't do him, apparently. Okay, that's a shame. He must already have some wards, so can't do it because of that reason. So we'll have to get somebody else with decent... You've got decent diplomacy and you're Norse, so I'm sure you'll give him a decent education anyway. Let's finish this siege before we start winding this episode down, though. At least see where that gets us. The gift of generosity. My son Asbjorn has been impressed with one of the household champions for a very long time. At the finally meeting in person, he has been repeating the warrior's words to himself. Give others their due, and you will receive your own in turn. As others grow around him, so will he. He gains the generous trait. Not a bad trait, I suppose. And Count Aid of Asford has finished the increased control in counter task. Perfect. Let's get him moved on then as quickly as possible to start improving. Ooh. Let's go for Falstad, because that's actually Norse land now, so we'll get that under control first. Get our army joined together here. 1,100 men, that is not a great amount, is it? How many more can we raise? 32 unraised men, that's not great, is it? Let's be honest. Not a great amount. Probably shouldn't have gone for this war so soon, but it was just so tempting. And county corruption, lost unsafe highways, which is not good. But we have almost taken this now, which is perfect. Is that the enemy army? No, thankfully it's not. So that's fine. That did worry me a little bit. Is this an enemy army? Yes, here's an enemy army here. That's the other Bulgarian army, isn't it? It's not that strong. If we can attack the Bulgarian army separately, we should be okay. Even if we can get a white peace with them. I just want to take this land here. That's what I want to take more. Oh, thank fuck for that. Oh, thank goodness. That is a huge relief and takes a huge weight off our shoulders. We've actually managed to capture a very important prisoner in that battle, so we can enforce our demands straight away. To the vile Jarl Asbjorn, may wisdom ever elude you. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. So be it. Perfect. Thank God for that, as we could have been in huge, huge trouble there. Let's march our armies westward then. Get them back into our own lands. We are, unfortunately, in a war against somebody else, though, who don't have a huge amount of men, so that's fine. Can we offer them a white peace? No. What is this war all about, then? The Pisset claim on the county of Osora. Okay. Is that what these men are here? Let's have a look. Yes, it is. Okay, that should be... And we've actually got an ally in this war, apparently, so we've got 3,474 men. We'll let them take care of it for us then, because it looks like they already are, so we shouldn't even have to lift a finger to fix that. Where is that other Bulgarian army gone? Because if they don't join forces with them, I'm confident we can beat this Bulgarian army here. I'm very confident we can beat this Bulgarian army here. Very confident. But I think we'll leave it till the next episode and see how we do. We can convert to Attacker's Faith, which I'm not going to do. I don't want to go to Orthodox. We can now create the Kingdom of Croatia. Perfect. We've got enough de jure count. We just need 500 gold and we can become a king. That is awesome. That is absolutely perfect. We've gained all of this land. Does that mean we've actually not taken this land? It's actually still got Serbian rulers, which is interesting. So he's actually our vassal now. We've got a Serbian vassal. He has a sibling who is 8, but he doesn't have any children. He doesn't have a wife. I wonder, would you be willing to marry our daughter Freya? He would be willing. We could convert him by doing this. We could get him on side. This could be a good decision. Wow, she really is turning into an attractive little thing, isn't she, bless her? But yeah, this could be a good marriage to try and convert these two Norsemen and keep them loyal. He doesn't have actually a bad opinion of us, though, which is pretty interesting. Not what I was expecting. Croatia's very, very broken up at the moment with everything going on. But we'll leave that. Let me know what you think we should do. Do we marry him to our daughter Freya? I think maybe not, considering he has a decent opinion. But we definitely need to attack this army here. And hopefully crush the Bulgarian threat before it becomes a proper threat. We still got so lucky with that war, didn't we? But yes, we will end the episode here, guys. Look at Safairland now, really expanding. We should have a kingdom in the next episode, which I cannot wait to finally get done before Asbjorn dies. Hopefully he's not going to die for a while, but I'm so worried about him dying before that kingdom's formed and we end up splitting it between all our children, which would really, really suck. But thank you all so much for watching. As always, guys, I really hope that you have enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and comment down below. Join the Discord as well, guys. If you haven't already, please do. And hopefully I'll see you all very soon for the next episode.